still ahead. But while before the fiddlers have fled, before they ask us to pay the bill, and while we still have the chance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then...
My name is Hermes Pan. I remember my first day of work with... The first time I met Fred Astaire was on this stage, stage 8. And I remember when I came in, Fred was sitting at a piano here, just with a towel around his neck and rehearsal clothes, just playing the piano. And I introduced myself. I said, I'm the assistant dance director. I said, and I thought maybe I could be of some help to you. And he said, oh, come in. He was very friendly. He said, what's your name? I said, Pan. And he said, well, I'm just working on a little routine for, it's called No Strings. And said, I haven't finished it. And said, would you like to see it? I said, oh, I'd love to. So he called the pianist, or the rehearsal pianist, and he sat down. He started his dance and showed me what he had. He said, well, that's as far as I've gotten. Said, it's not finished. Said, how do you like it? I said, oh, it's terrific, which it was. He said, but you know, I'm stuck for a step now. I need a break. And I said, I just can't, and something hit me. I remembered a step. And I said, well, how about this? That's just about what I want. And so he used it in his routine, and it made me very happy because it gave me a lot of confidence. Of course, we made many, many other dance numbers on the stage with Ginger, and the Continental with 20 boys and 20 girls, and the Piccolino and Top Hat. So the stage has many nostalgic memories of the Astaire Rogers films.
Right here, please. A corsage for the bride. It's all right.
Thank you, sir.
Well, tomorrow we'll be all straightened out. You'll be on your way, and I'll be on my way.
Where?
Well, I've got to get back to being a bachelor again. Sort of catch up with my usual gay life. Forget all this.
I hope you enjoy your gaiety.
Thanks. I hope you'll enjoy your divorce.
Thanks. I didn't know getting married was so depressing. I'm sorry now I asked you.
Oh, that's all right. I'll get over it.
Oh, of course.
Broadway's glory comes back. Packed theaters, glittering cabarets, and smiling thousands attest the return of happier days as the gay white wave blazes a message of confidence to the nation.
We went to New York when I was quite young. I was 13 at the time. We had nothing, and we really had some very difficult times. Then when I was nearly 16, barely 16, I got a job in a speakeasy. That was in the days of Prohibition. The name of the speakeasy was called Le Boeuf sur le Toit. And it was an after-hour place in which people would bring parties after the theater. And it was also sort of a hangout for a lot of the gangsters in New York.
Anytime he holds my hand, tells me that he's mine. Now there are many boys who can thrill me, some who can fill me with dreams of happiness. But I know I'll never rest until he says he's mine.
And then after that, I went into the chorus of Broadway shows in the chorus line. My first one was with the four Marx Brothers, called Animal Crackers. And then my second one was a show called Top Speed with Ginger Rogers. And this was Ginger Rogers' first show. And that's how I first met Ginger. One evening, her mother invited some of the kids, the dancers, up for spaghetti dinner at her apartment. And so I was talking to Ginger. She was 17. And so I said, what do you think you want to do? She said, I want to be a movie star. And I thought to myself, you're not the movie star type. Because I figured the movie star type would be somebody like Theda Bara, Gloria Swanson, or some exotic person, you know. And Ginger had little short mousy hair, and she was very bright-eyed and cute, but to me, not a movie star, you know. And I said, oh, really? She said, yes, I want to be a movie star. I said, well, I hope so.
About 100.
The big stars were Fred Astaire and Adele, his sister, and Marilyn Miller.
Well, I don't mean my $10,000 a week dances. Sorry. Wrong foot, Adele, wrong foot. Smile. Let's see the other dance.
And people used to tell me, I was in the chorus, they said, you know something, you look just like Fred Astaire. And I said, really? Well, I've never seen him. He said, but you act like him and you look like him. I said, well, I'll have to go see him sometime. But I can never get the money to buy a ticket to go to see the show.
Oh, I'm just walking now.
May I introduce to you one of the greatest entertainers that we have on the stage today. A big, big hand for Bill Robinson. Come on, let's give him a big hand. Come on
And
out.
I remember
There he is, Bill Robinson.
Bill Robinson once told me, said, man, you don't dance like a white man, which I was so complimented.
Get this. I get him. Oh, this fella's murder. He's murdered this man. Oh, you can't do that with leggings on.
Oh, yes,
You can't
I
do that
can.
with leggings on.
Watch me get away now.
Here it goes. Take it. Take it off.
Oh, that'll do that, boy. That'll do it.
And I found that Fred and I had the same ideas about rhythms, and they were both black rhythms that he incorporated into his ballet.
Zoom, 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 zoom. The world is in a mess. Politics, taxes, and people grinding axes. There's no happiness. Zoom, 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 zoom. Rhythm lead your ears. The future doesn't fret me. If I can only get me someone to snap that bass. Happiness is not as little when I'm listening to that big bass. Zoom, 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 zoom. Slap that bass, slap it till it's dizzy. Slap that bass, keep the rest busy. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Misery, you got to go. Misery, you got to go. Slap that bass, use it like tonic. Slap that bass, keep your philharmonic. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And the milk and honey, oh, dictators would be better off if they zoom, zoom now and then. Today, you can see that the happiest men all got rhythm with taste. If you want bubble, snap that bass, snap away your trouble. Learn to zoom, 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 snap that bass.
tonight, the gal on the flying trapeze. New York shows its fast surpassing that gay Paris.
We lived in Greenwich Village, had a little apartment, and I was in a show, I think it was Top Speed, that I got fired from because I had changed some of the steps to suit myself. That was the choreographer in me coming out, I guess, in those days. And then we decided to come to California.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, turn, 1, 2.
I'm getting it.
Yes. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, turn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll show you again. Now remember, 3 steps to the left, 3 steps to the right.
That's the right.
And turn. All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I know, I'm fine. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again.
Listen, no one could teach you to dance in a million years. Take my advice and save your money.
Miss Carroll, how do you think this school can exist if you turn away applicants? You're discharged.
But, mister...
Get your things and go.
But I...
Get out. No, that's quite all right. Don't you worry. I'll find you another instructress right away. Now, you stay right there.
After that, I started to work with Fred every day, and also with Ginger. And one of the things, sometimes Ginger would be working on another picture, and she wasn't available, so I would be Ginger and do her part, and Fred would do his part. And then later on, when Ginger Rogers came in to rehearse with Fred, I would show Ginger what I had been doing. So it was sort of a strange situation. During rehearsal, I would be Ginger, and then I would be Fred with Ginger when I was teaching her what we had been rehearsing before.
I want to show Mr. Gordon how much you've just taught me.
No, never mind.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you.
Please.
I'm very anxious for Mr. Gordon to see this because I think it's the most interesting experiment. Now, how did you say that last step went? Oh, yes. Shall we try it right through? Won't you sit down, Mr. Gordon? my dear, sheer heaven. Is she still fired? Fired, oh, but you took me too seriously, both of you. Now, just you wait there for 1 moment.
It turned out to be a smash. People went, when it was previewed in Pomona, after the dance was finished, the people actually stood up in their seats and applauded. And that's something that had never happened in the movie. And the producers looked at each other like, what have we got here? So that you could see their brains turning that, oh, we've got a fortune. And that was the beginning of Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers.
How could I have fallen in love with...
Well, it was a very strange thing, the relationship of Fred and Ginger. Many people always had, or publicity had said, Astaire and Rogers don't get along. They fight. Never have I heard one unkind word between the two. And they had such a wonderful relationship. People have always asked me, who is Astaire's best partner? I say, Ginger Rogers. They say, why? She's not as great a dancer as maybe Lester Carrard, Rita Hayworth or something. But that's not important. Ginger had a quality that made Fred seem the most romantic hero since Gable. And he complimented her too. And it was a very strange thing. The way she moved and looked at him always had a very significant thing. Like, take the example of Night and Day. Now, here was a routine. We call that a routine, which means a dance number, which carried out the story rather than dialogue. It was a scene in dance that told the story. And suddenly the magic started. The music started with the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom. And then they started to move. And they did the romantic dance. It was not an erotic dance. It was a romantic, beautifully wonderful day, and suddenly they were into fantasy, because it's very difficult to come from reality into fantasy without a jar of the emotions. In fact, that's what makes a lot of musicals bad, because suddenly they are talking legitimately, dialogue, and then suddenly say, well, I love you, and then you say, well, where'd that come from? We always tried to make it seem that it came out of a situation in the story before they went into a dance. And then suddenly, without knowing it, you were into a... Fred was such a perfectionist that it was almost unbelievable. He would not go to see his own rushes the next day because he was so afraid that he might see something wrong. So he'd send me in and said, you go look into the rushes and let me know. Then I would see the rushes. I said, oh yeah, that looks great, Fred. He said, and he'd say, are you sure? He said, you seem to think that there was one step you didn't like. I said, oh, come on now. And then he would go out and check it to see if he liked it. And if there was one little thing that he saw that he said, there's one place I looked like I'm slightly off balance, and said, well, I haven't, we got to do it again. And so we do it again. And I said to myself, this would be a great idea for a number. And I went back the next day and I told Fred about it. I said, I've got a great idea for a number. And he said, it better be good. Because he was always to warm up for maybe a half an hour before they start to dance. And it used to infuriate Fred. Like Billy Ellen was a ballet dancer, and he worked with several other ballet dancers, and they always liked to warm up. And he said, I get so sick of this warming up business, and they will get warm enough by the time I get through with them. They will be burning up. And we would get together mainly with the cameraman. So then I would direct the dance myself. And George Stevens was very cooperative. He said, what would you like? How would you like to start? You know, and I'd tell him my ideas, and he would go right along with me. He would be on the set naturally to just see how things were going. But he would let me direct the dances. He would oftentimes come in with very good suggestions, but he would always say, well, you're the dancer, so you just do what you want.
You can be the first one to congratulate us. I'd like to talk to Penny, please. All right, if you want to, but won't do you any good.
Ricky, please.
All right. I'll be waiting for you in the car.
Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, but you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that love that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look to share. So while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance, dance. Let's face the music and dance.